Hi everybody, we're going to do an introducing today. We are introducing the Chopard L.U.C 1860 Flying T Special. It is a hell of a mouthful, but I gotta say the watch is worth it. This particular watch is a collaboration between Wei Ko, who's the founder of the Rake magazine and Revolution Watch magazine, and obviously a very good friend of the Armory's, and his collaboration with the head of Chopard, Carl Frederick Schuefele. I hope I didn't butcher that surname. I apologize, sir, if I did. This watch is something that, frankly, I would never have expected to have come out. Firstly, it's 36.5 millimeters, which, as many people know, is like my size. Like, I just love smaller pieces. And so I'm so happy that not only has someone created a 36.5 millimeter watch, but they have created one of the ultimate 36.5 millimeter watches, as you will soon see. See, the Flying T stands for Flying Tourbillon. And I gotta say, I have never really been a big fan of tourbillons until I saw this thing. I've come across Fusion tourbillons, I've come across tourbillons of various guises, but this one is really just stunningly, stunningly beautiful. You know, they call it Flying T. We'll get into some details later, but they call it Flying T because it stands for Flying Tourbillon. What that means is that, see, this is the tourbillon cage. So the tourbillon cage is only suspended from the bottom. It is not suspended from the top, and so just the bridge holds it from the bottom, and that's why it's called the Flying Tourbillon. You know, in this day and age, to see a major brand release a 36.5 millimeter watch, I am so in love with this watch. It's so, so good. 36.5 millimeters, 8.5 millimeters in thickness. It is such an elegant piece, you know? Like, it's got these beautiful mirror polished markers. It's got an incredible guilloche in the center. And the tourbillon cage is really, really well done. Plus, it actually has that little second pointer at the end of it as well, which is really unusual on a tourbillon cage. Now, shall we have a look at this under our little macro bench? All right, let's jump in at our macro bench, a term that I just coined in the last 15 minutes. So here we go, a very, very close-up look at the Chopard L.U.C 1860 Flying T, special for Revolution Watch magazine, blah, blah, long name. Let's look at the main feature, that flying tourbillon, right? That flying tourbillon cage is just awesome. And interestingly, it also has received a Cosc certification. So what the Cosc certification requires actually is not just accuracy, but the fact that it even has a second hand, which if you think about it, it's not something you see on tourbillons all that often. What Chopard cleverly did in this case is they added a little pointer onto the tourbillon cage, so you will actually know what second it is at any moment. Let's look at the dial next. So the dial obviously has this beautiful guilloche taking up the center. And interestingly, these dials are actually made by a company called Metalem, which are also responsible for Philippe Dufour's dials. Other than that guilloche, which has this really nice kind of luster and sparkle to it, the entire watch really does have just this very mesmerizing glimmer to it all over. I mean, if you look at those arrow markers, like those arrow indices, right, to indicate the hours, they've all been mirror polished. So as I'm moving this watch, they're picking up light from all different directions, as are the hands, as is the case. The case is white gold, and rather than being polished on the flanks, they're actually, rather than being matte on the flanks, they're polished on the flanks as well. Let's flip this over and have a look at that awesome movement. There you go. Automatic micro rotor. This is actually the first watch ever to be a flying tourbillon, an automatic flying tourbillon that has achieved both the Cosc certification and the Geneva Seal. So the Geneva Seal is a certification for just finishing quality. It requires certain things, such as, you see here this striping, so these are called Geneva stripes, and you can actually see the Geneva Seal right here, which is not something you come across very often. I don't think I have anything in my own collection that actually has that certification, so it's really cool to see something that has the seal on it like this. The finishing of the movement is exemplary. I mean, like, you could almost describe this watch as if Philippe Dufour was to make a tourbillon. This is kind of this might be what it would look like, to be honest. The watch is available for viewing and actually purchase if you so choose to do so at our landmark shop in Hong Kong. You know, I would advise any watch collector who enjoys smaller watches, who enjoys fine horology, to stop by and have a look. It really, really, really is worth seeing in the metal. It is an incredible, incredible piece. And I'd say hats off to Wei and Carl Frederick for putting together really like the only tourbillon that I've ever actually wanted to buy. You know, like it ticks all my personal boxes. Great size, incredible finishing, super understated, but beautifully proportioned. Like it's just such a winner. All right, that is about it for now, and thank you for watching.